According to multiple plugged-in Denver Broncos beat reporters and NFL insiders, Sean Payton and George Payton and this entire ownership group are stocking up assets to move up in the first-round draft pick and pick the quarterback of the future. I'm going to break down all of the rumors and all of the things that would need to happen in order for this to take place. If you're new to this channel, my name is Ben, and I break down all things Denver sports. It is an absolute pleasure to be riding with y'all, so let's dive in. So I was just scrolling X or Twitter or whatever today when I came upon my main man, Cecil Lammey, who I just love him. I think he's hilarious, and he's plugged in, and he definitely is wrong sometimes, but he's right a lot of the times. He's not the kind of person who just sits in his mom's basement like making these predictions. He's out. He's at the Shrine game. He's covering all these things. And what he came out today on X and then backed it up with his show with Andrew Mason, another guy who's been hitting the beat for almost as long as I've been alive, is there's a belief by many that Sean Payton is not going to stay put and wait for a quarterback to fall to him at 12, that he is gunning for someone now, that he has that quarterback in his mind that he's in love with. That's what I've been saying I want all along. Like, I'm not saying that I'm ready to give up the farm and go get it, but I need Sean Payton not to just be like, oh, I'll make whoever's at 12 work. That will not work. But I want Sean Payton to like look at the candidates right now and be like, this is the one I can't live without, and then figure out what it'll take to get there. And essentially that is what Cecil Lammey is reporting here, that there's a belief Sean Payton is not sitting around waiting. He only signed a 5-year contract. I think what he did with Russell Wilson, all of the bad blood early on with Nathaniel Hackett and that embarrassing black eye for the Broncos organization with that story where he kind of crossed that third rail and kind of knocked another coach. Like, he is on, I think he knows his seat is starting to warm up. When you have the richest owner in sports and they can cut you tomorrow and not even blink an eye at your salary, your seat does start to warm up, and he needs to make a move, and we need to make the playoffs next year, or have a quarterback who's so exciting that we're just like, all right, well, we're not going to make it this year, but success is on the horizon, and there's hope in Broncos country. And so that is what he's saying. And if we go, and he said that it's the buzz all over the Shrine Bowl, and there's tons of scouts from every single team, and they're all coming together and saying, hey, man, you don't bench Russell Wilson and then have Stiddy not work out like you thought and just be like, oh, we'll run it back next year and it'll be different. That something has to happen. And he's saying Sean Payton will not wait on a quarterback. I've heard multiple other people, including Joel Klatt, come on and say the same exact thing. And then I just remember when he was on with his like favorite media source other than Sports Talk Denver, I think Sean Payton's favorite media source is definitely the Colin Cowherd show. And he talked about when he was a Fox analyst that he thought the NFL was going to have to change its rules on tanking because Caleb Williams was such a generational talent. So the question becomes, what will the Broncos have to do to move up into that 2 or 3 or even 1 range? And so there's so much there that we have the 12th overall pick in this draft. We do not have a second-round draft pick because of trading for Sean Payton. And then we have 3rd, 4th, and we have a couple 3rds. So essentially what the Broncos are going to have to do to move up is they're going to have to start building some value. So this is a trade value chart, and it essentially tells you what NFL franchises rate different picks, and they give them numerical value. So the first overall draft pick in the draft is worth 3,000 points, and the second one is worth 2,600 points, and so on and so forth. You can see it here. That's the beauty of YouTube. This is not a podcast. So essentially right here, if you look, the Denver Broncos, their 12th overall draft pick is worth 1,200 points. So if we want to trade up into this region where Jayden Daniels is right here, the 3rd overall pick, maybe that's who Sean Payton is in love with. All reports show that the Chicago Bears are going to go with Caleb Williams here. So you have to somehow make up 1,800 points if you want to get up here, or 1,400 points if you want to get here, or 1,000 points if you want to get here. And so you can look at different picks in the draft and how many points those are worth. So then the other really interesting rumor that came out today from another source is that the Denver Broncos are about to move on from our franchise left tackle, Garrett Bolles. I think there was a time in Broncos country where you heard holding 72 more than you heard anything else, and people wanted to run him out of town. But recently, people have fallen in love with him and really like him. But he is owed money. We are in a cap issue right now where we're over the cap. We need to make cap cuts, and by trading him, we would save $16 million in cap space. And the fact that we're 25 over just in trading Garrett Bolles, not only are we acquiring draft picks that we can use to trade up and get the quarterback that Sean Payton is rumored to like, but we save on the cap. So it seems like a win-win deal there. The losing part of that deal is we lose our left tackle for whoever this new rookie quarterback is. And, you don't want to come in as a new quarterback and have a bad left tackle there. So what is the plan there? We'll cross that bridge when we come to it, and we'll break down all that news. But this rumor here, according to Cosmiter, who writes for The Athletic, he thinks that we could get a late round pick, so like a 4th round draft pick for him. And the other thing that we've heard multiple times is Jeudy, and we've heard that the Cleveland Browns would be willing to offer a 2nd round draft pick for Jeudy. So if you look just at this draft board, you look at 2nd round draft picks, they are valued in the 400 or 500 range. And so if we are trying to acquire enough assets to move up to that 3rd draft pick, and hopefully is Jayden Daniels the guy that Sean Payton wants, I think it would be very possible to trade with the New England Patriots. They have a new coach there. He's got a lot of culture building to do, and it's hard to come in and have 2 brand new dudes in an organization. Obviously, this year that seemed to work for Houston, but I think you have to be the perfect kind of leader to come in side by side and do something together like that, especially as a rookie head coach for New England. And my hope would be the New England Patriots say, hey, let's let this new coach come in, set up his system, set up how he wants to change everything from a Bill Belichick system. And once he has all that set up, then we can bring in whatever quarterback he wants if Mac Jones isn't getting it done. So would the New England Patriots trade us this 3rd pick, or do they want that awesome wide receiver out of Ohio State, in which case the Cardinals are happy with Maye, so maybe we could trade for the 4th overall draft pick if Jayden Daniels truly is his guy, and that's only 1,800 points. So then to move from 12 to 4 is much easier. We could probably just give them the trade picks that we got from Jeudy and Garrett Bolles. What I really want to hopefully stay away from is I do not want to put Pat Surtain in a trade to go get a quarterback. I just think he's got that side of the field locked down. His leadership, there's so much about Pat Surtain that I love. I have an affinity for great corners. I named my dog Bailey after Champ Bailey, and I would just be really sad to see Pat Surtain go. So I hope that's not the case. If Garrett Bolles, if we are to move on from him and to trade him, I think he, we love him, but there have been some signs that he's maybe checking out. I remember after that 70-point loss to the Dolphins, there's just no political nature in him, and he kind of puts teammates and coaches on blast, and even just saying, I've been in Denver for 7 years, and all I've done is lose. That doesn't feel good. And then even in his post-game press conference, he went through all 13 different starters that he had, and swore and said, it's frustrating. I've been here for so long, and it's the same beep over and over and over again. And so I just think you don't say that kind of thing unless you know that maybe you are on the way out. Is he on the way out because Sean Payton is loading up his arsenal to go get the quarterback that he wants? We're going to have so many episodes breaking down who I think that quarterback he wants, who might that be, and I can't wait to hear from all y'all on who that would be. But does that excite you that we may be leveraging, making some moves to move up and get the quarterback of the future? Please chime in on the comments. Y'all are the best. And Broncos country, giddy up.